Good evening, good evening. My name is Tama Madima. Welcome to BackChat. We've got an interesting guest today. Anaso Jobodwana will be joining us live tonight. So we're going to have a good chat with him, guys. For those of you that have been following, this is BackChat. And all we're doing is we're having these conversations, very important conversation with the athletes and so on. Thanks for joining, guys. Amy Nodia, I see you. RR Photography. Miss Jones. Cherise Jones, I see you. Shami. Thanks for joining, guys. We're just waiting for Anaso Jobodwana to join us. And then we're going to get this conversation going. Mr. Pete, we see you, sir. Thanks for joining. Hello, everybody. Namba Shezi, I see you. Mixo. Miss Jones. Gabrielle, I see you, brother. I hope everybody is doing well. We're going to be getting started anytime soon now. Welcome to BackChat, where we talk all things athletics, track and field, life, motivation. It's just about getting these conversations going. And thanks for watching and thanks for supporting. Tebza Limau, thanks for joining as well. I'm just going to send Anaso an invite. And then we're going to get going. Hope everybody's doing well. And he's active. I've sent him the invite. There we go. Welcome back, chat. My name is Tama Madima, as I said. We're going to be chatting with Anaso Jobodwana. Super excited for this one. Anaso.
What it do?
How you doing, my brother?
I am good. How are you?
Hey, I'm super, man. Thanks so much for joining us on BackChat. You know, it's about getting this conversation. You look like you just woke up, man.
Man, what's wrong? John? What the heck is going on here? I've got some stuff. Okay. Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, it's one. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Just a bit tired, but I'm good.
How's things going your side, man, with the training and all that? You look tired. It means you were on the track earlier or something.
No, this is my rest day.
Okay.
But last night, me and my team, we went on a, what's this thing called? We went on a dinner. So we slept late. I usually wake up at like 5 a.m., but today I woke up at like 9-ish. So that's why I'm still a bit like, woozy looking.
No, it's all good, man. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for making time. There's a lot of people who want to hear what we're going to be chatting about. And yeah, I think we can learn a lot from you and so on. So, man, thanks for coming. But before we get started, let me do a young introduction. It's important, for people to know who we're dealing with here. Who we're talking to. So I'm going to do a quick intro.
Yes, sir.
Sure. So with us today, we've got Anaso Jobodwana. This man, guys, he's achieved so much. So just listen up. Listen very carefully. The World Championships, 200-meter bronze medalist. World University Games, 100-meter gold medalist. World University Games, 200-meter gold medalist. SA champion, All African Games bronze medalist. Commonwealth Games 4x100-meter silver medalist. This is my favorite one, man. Former SA 200-meter record holder with a time of 19.87. Ladies and gentlemen, Anaso Jobodwana.
Well, hello again. Nice intro. Very good intro.
When last did you hear an introduction?
2015.
Been a while, huh?
It's been a long time, very long time.
Isn't it inspiring? When you sometimes things don't always go the way you want it to go, but then you hear what you've achieved already. Isn't that like a motivation to be like, you know what, man, we're gonna be all right.
Yes, completely. I agree with you 100%. Me and my friends have been having these conversations a lot about how we literally do not take pride in what we've achieved.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of it's not being arrogant, it's just
Yeah,
being aware of what you are able to do. And so being
absolutely.
aware of that, you move with a different type of force,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's been one of those conversations that we've been having with my friends and everybody else that I grew up with about just taking taking pride in your work, taking pride in your talent, and not
absolutely.
feeling like an imposter. Yeah.
No, man, it's exactly that, and I like how you say you use the word force. You know, it's almost like it helps you build momentum, and it carries you because it's a long road, man. It's a long journey, and those moments of force are what keep you going when the times are tough and when times are also good. You know.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
right.
I think you know all about that.
Yeah, we've had some interesting chats over the years, but yeah, it's cool that we can let people in on this conversation. Next up, before we get any further on more questions and so on, we're gonna play a game, man. I wanna see how sharp you are. I know you just woke up, but we're gonna have to test you. For those who don't know,
Let's
Anaso
go.
Jobodwana is currently in America, so that's why there's a bit of a time difference, 6 hour time difference. So just to
It's like
maybe
it's
just
like 9 hours. It's like
is it
nine
nine?
hours. Yes.
Because it was
Yes.
8 hours to Dominique. Next week's guest is also from America, South African as well, and it's a 6 hour difference. So it's like it's crazy.
Yay. Ingulu Lendau. This place is way too big. Ingulu. Ingulu.
Okay, so here's the game. We call this game 30 seconds. Very simple, man. I'm gonna ask you simple question. I give you 30 seconds to answer, and the question is, what's in your bag, man? What's in your competition bag going into competition? Name as many things as possible, or even a training. Coming to you in three, two, one. Let's go.
My spikes, my pre-workout, some water,
Let's go.
and that's my. Depending on the competition, my band, my what's that thing called? My bib, and that's literally
Oh,
about it. I don't have a lot in my stuff. I don't have a lot. I try to keep it as simple as possible.
no more. That
That's it. That's it. I don't
is.
have anything more.
And that's your time. You see, at the moment you square with Renat van Rensburg. You also name four things. Oh, come on, guys.
Why do you need a whole lot of stuff when you're competing?
Hey, man, things happen, man. You carry your toilet paper just in case. You've got water. You've got.
It just depends. You're right, but it just depends on where you are. Let me tell you though. Say, last year at World Champs in Doha, yours truly left his spikes in the. I didn't have spikes just before the semifinal. No spikes. I was just like, what in the world is going on? I don't have my
Spikes.
spikes. And I'm just like, okay. And then luckily, someone from Botswana matched my
Your side.
shoe size, and it was
Yeah.
Nike, and I was like, man, what? This is crazy.
That's crazy. Shout out to everybody who's joined in. Jumpers World. Thanks for joining in, guys. Appreciate it. Monya
look at
Vili, I see you. Thanks for
look
joining,
at
Coach
look at
Bota. Sino Sipo Dambile is laughing. Sino Sipo can't believe that you forgot your spikes of all things. Maybe he knows, but hey, these things happen. Eh?
jitters. And Usapeng says toilet paper. I will tell you. 2012 we went Benin. 2012 we went Benin, and
Yeah.
literally we had to have toilet paper because in the toilets there was no toilet paper,
I don't
and
go
it
anywhere
was
without it.
really.
Training, hard session, competition. Hey, Baba, make
You
sure.
know what? I'm gonna follow your lead in that section. Then I'm gonna follow that lead.
All right, man. Just getting to guys. Please make sure to send questions if you have any questions that you wanna ask
Rabi,
Anaso
hello.
Jobodwana. Please send them. I've got my questions as well over here that I've got. Some of you have sent in questions earlier as well, but remember, send in your questions. We're gonna have an awesome conversation over here. Let's talk, man. Like when I think of Anaso Jobodwana, like the way you came through, man. World Student Games, that was like a taste of almost what was to come. You you won the double gold there in the 100 as well as the 200, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
then 2015, an even bigger year. You know, I remember the one thing that comes to my mind is you running in the semi-final. You come through the bend, home straight there. You and Usain Bolt are busy checking each other out. Was it in your year or in your semi?
It's a
And
semi-final. It's a semi-final.
semi-final. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like you don't understand, man. You don't understand. Like as a South African, I was like, Sipigile, we have arrived. You know what I mean? It felt so good seeing a South African sprinter run with so much confidence against Usain Bolt and other like top sprinters in the world. Just tell us like a build up to that competition and the competition itself that got you in a mindset where you were so confident in your ability, you know?
Um, that year, man, that year was magical. That year was magical. I just moved to Phoenix, where I'm at right now,
Yes.
and I just come from an injury, surgery actually in 2014. But you know, working with my coach Stuart McMillan, it was like everything was like clicking. You know, he was doing
Mm-hmm.
the, you know, I mean, if you take a step back, when I signed pro with Nike in 2013, I went to Florida with Lawrence Seagrave,
Yeah.
and he was one of the founding um, coaches that like talked about speed a whole lot, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when before that injury, actually before that injury, I was just doing a whole lot of speed, and I was just like, whoa, this is like so different, but I can see myself running so well if I remain healthy, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I feel like you build your confidence in training. You don't build it in
Absolutely.
competition. You build it in training. And
Yeah.
then I got injured, but when I got to Phoenix, it was just a kind of a continuation of the speed paradigm. And
Yeah.
so after that, you know, I ran Texas Relays, 4.4 wins, 1987. You know, and I knew it was coming because World
Yeah.
Student Games I ran 20 flat, right, with
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
2.3 wins.
Yeah.
But you know, this was like okay. And then every race I was just trying 20.06, 20.2, 20.1. And so, you know, I feel like everything was going well. And then another important part was writing down my goals. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, in the past, I would just say, okay, I want to make the final. You know, my first Olympics, I was just like, if I can make it to the semi-final, I'll be
Yeah.
happy. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then I made it to the final. And then in 2013, I was like, since I made it to the final, let me say I want to make it, you know, top
Next level.
five,
Yeah. Yeah.
next level. You know, just incrementally building it. You know, but when I got to 2015, I was just like, dude, like I'm in the top, you know, top three, four in the world. So
Yeah.
why is it that I'm not gonna make a goal to be a medalist? You know,
Yeah.
and then as soon as I wrote that goal down, it was
Yeah.
like everything conspired to make it happen, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that it's very important that to have those goals. And then it just carried me through, you know? There were moments where there was doubt and,
Yeah.
you know, I would speak to my coach. I'd be like, yo, coach, like something's not right in training, especially after 3 weeks before World Championships. We had a talk with my coach. Can we do this? Because I feel like if we do this over here, then we've got a chance, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And he listened and, you know, when I got to the World Champs, you know, I speak to Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt is like, dude, like, you ready? Like, you
Let's
ready
go.
to run? And
Yeah.
since he's like my biggest idol from the time I watched him run the world record at the Olympics, that was like the most biggest boost I've ever had in my
Yeah.
life. And so, you know, everything after that was just let me just focus on my goals. Focus on my
Yeah.
goals. When I got to World Champs, you know, I even most people don't know I picked up a groin injury the day before the 200-meter heat. I picked up a groin injury, and
Yeah.
I was just like, "Hey, coach, if my groin goes today, it goes, but the goal is still the goal, you
Yeah.
know." And I
Yeah.
think that that's what really helped is like the confidence in training and then just being so adamant about achieving your goal no matter what it is. And
That's
that's
amazing.
basically what it is. Yes,
That's
sir.
that's powerful, man. It's like I wanna take some questions as well, man. But before I take some questions, we've got one from Tando Loliwe as well as Stebza
Yes.
Limau. Tando says, show jobs. Have you been able to train there, and will you be taking part in any competitions this year?
Well, I have been training more consistently now than um, beginning of March. Beginning of March, it was that's when I think the Olympics said they're not holding them
Yeah,
anymore. The place where I train, it stopped. It shut down completely. So it just opened up in terms of the gym, but the track is still closed. But luckily, we were able to find a makeshift 300-meter track
yeah,
um, somewhere in Phoenix, and I would train sporadically, but now it's more consistent. We meet up with my coach and my group twice a week,
yeah.
Wednesday and Saturday, and I think I am going to compete. I think there's word going around that I have to compete. So um, we're still waiting on that. But if I have to compete, I think I'll be ready to compete. So I'm just circling around with my coach and my agent. We'll make a decision probably like July.
Yes, okay, that's amazing, man. Another question over here from Tebza Limau.
Hey.
That's Sonolo Limau's, yeah.
So no,
He says,
yes, yes.
how do you keep yourself motivated, especially when results are not forthcoming? Limau's,
Listen. I've had a lot of bad days. So from what high school, I've had a lot of bad days. I got injured. I got injured right before World Junior Champs in 2010. I didn't go.
yeah,
Um, and I think also part of it is where I grew up. Xhosa culture, being initiated.
yeah,
You learn about the hardships, and you learn about the hardships of life, and
yeah,
with those hardships you can't stop. Like you have to
yeah,
get up every single time. But
yeah,
also it's also the bad times balance the good times. Like when you good, or you have a good year, you understand how much you have. You
yeah,
understand what you can achieve. So it's always a matter of just picking yourself up every single time that you fall. Like you don't want to fall every single time and make it like your paradigm, but
yeah,
it's part of life, and it balances you. It teaches you a whole lot more about what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Do you even want to
yeah,
carry on doing this thing?
yeah,
And I think for me, um, I think from 2015, I had a lot of like bad times, and I think being able to get that medal and run that time was, and still is, something that like realistically, not like I'm like now delusional. I'm like, man, I'm still, it's like realistically, if I put in the work, I've still got the time to do Isaac Magwala. I still have the I still have the time to achieve those goals. I mean, look at
yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Gatlin. Justin Gatlin is 38. Kim Collins is 39. And I have I'm very lucky to have um, old heads that were medalists. That when I
Yeah,
speak to them, they just like, listen, you still got time. Like you still got
let's
time.
go.
It's just
Let's
you have
go.
to you have to make sure that you make the right decisions
Yeah,
moving forward.
yeah.
And that's been a huge help. That's been a huge help.
Yes, that's an amazing answer, man. Thanks for that. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate that one. Oh, Mr. Isaac Makwala, the man himself.
That he's Africa so fast. He mustn't call me Africa so fast. He knows that
Makwala
every
says
single
Africa
time I
is
see
fast.
him. Yes, Africa is fast. Africa is fast. It's very fast.
Heinrich Malot is saying Anaso is a legend. Cherie Sims We see it says
Thank
Little
you.
East London represent.
Cherise. Hey, Cherise, we've come a long way.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Another question here, and then I'm gonna move on to my questions. It says, what would your advice be to a junior athlete transitioning from a junior to a senior? Many seem to struggle with that.
Ooh, yo, that's
Yes, I know this is a big topic for you.
hey, that you can go. Hey, you can go. Hey, Avu, and Avu feels like he knows why he asked this question. Um, the times are different now. When I was a junior, I felt like my best decision was to go to the US. Not because South Africa is not great or whatever it is, but I felt like at that moment in time, the competition was in the US, and
Yeah.
you have to source yourself out to the best competition. If you want to be the best, you have to test yourself against the best. And I think in South Africa at that moment, not to like downplay anybody, but you were competing against the same people like week in, week out, And so at a certain point, you do become complacent if you're competing against the same people, and you run against them, and you know how they run, you know how to get into their heads, you know which part of their race is weak, whereas in the US, every meet that you step into, I'm telling you, there's an Olympic standard person in that meet. Like when my first outdoor meet, Morris Mitchell was at Florida State and he dropped at 20.08, and I was like, I've never even seen that in South Africa, right? I've not seen that, even with a gusting wind. I've not seen that, And so, and then the most important one now, because there's competition in South Africa, is that these junior athletes are being hounded by some vultures. They just want to take advantage of them. Most of them. There are some good people, but 90% there's vultures that are trying to take advantage of their talent, not for them, but for their own pocket. So I always tell them, listen, if you are like top 5 in the world, do not even think about signing to an agent until the end of the season, and you can make your proper decisions yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's not to say that don't stay in South Africa. It's to say that open up your options. Because if you notice, the top 5 in the world right now in whatever sport, whatever code in track and field there is, they went through the NCAA system. South Africa is still not there yet in terms of being able to provide for our athletes the competition, the structure, the NCAA. We would like it to get there, but it's not there yet, and it's not there yet. And I mean, if you look at Michael Norman, Ray Benjamin, you look at like Coleman, every single person, Coleman, yes, because Andre DeGrasse, like everyone, Trayvon Bromell, there's a reason why they do that, because it's so much, you only focus on your training. You only focus on your training and your education. I was in Pretoria in 2018, and I was sitting with some of these kids, and they were just like, man, like, this is really hard, because it's like as soon as you're not performing well or whatever it is, they want to cut your scholarship, and it's like, what do I do after that? And it's sad. It's sad, and it takes conversations like this to actually be like, listen, dude, like, you have a lot going for you. Do not sign your life away to an agent before you know the truth. Before you know your true value.
Absolutely,
Because
man. I mean, what you're dropping here, it's such, and I spoke about it when I was speaking to Leah, and we were talking about finances, contracts, and that type of thing yesterday. And I mean, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid in South Africa, this is all like foreign news to all of us. You know what I mean? And they don't know these things. Besides us having these conversations to inform them. I mean, you've got 17, 18-year-olds making decisions. The parents aren't really informed. The parents just want the best, but not always able
Yeah,
to guide them to the best direction, you know. And like you're saying, man, these are the conversations we need to continue to have until, you know, everybody in South Africa, the juniors especially, and the youth athlete, ever some type of prototype to know that they can follow. How does it work? And you know, so that they can make the best of their careers. Because that's a big decision, man. It's a grown-up
it
decision.
is.
I called it grown-up
It
decision.
is.
You're
And
still a kid.
I remember, I remember one time, I was helping some athletes, try to make a decision, and I say the same thing all the time, like, do not sign
Yeah,
until
yeah,
your season's over, And so I even spoke to their uncles and people, and they came back. The uncles and the parents, they came back to me like I think after they're like, you know,
we should have.
we shouldn't have.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should. And it's just like I'm not trying to sell you. And there was this false narrative. There was this false narrative in South Africa, like because I'm giving advice to people, right? I don't give it anymore because it's like I give this advice and I'm taken as, oh, you trying to dim this guy's light, and I'm just like, I've already done stuff for
yeah,
myself. Like I love competition. Like I'm not giving you information to bring you down. Like
yeah,
I'm not in this for that. But it's like now all of a sudden it's like these agents will tell these kids no, Anaso is trying to stop you because he sees that he's going to be better than you, and I'm just like, what in the world, So I stopped giving that advice because it's like, the agents get into their heads that they bigger than what track and field really is, Like
yeah,
I just had a conversation with my coach yesterday at the freaking dinner, and he was telling me that one of the world's best athletes, like athletes actually, was dropped by, well, Nike cut his contract by like over a lot of money, a lot,
yeah.
and it's like, so if you're young and you still haven't even reached your pinnacle, what makes you think that you are bigger and
Invincible.
better than yeah, invincible, but these agents will gas them up, and when you try to talk to them, it's like, whoa, like, you're talking to a brick wall, because now they entered them, and now it's crazy, but these conversations need to be had, they do need to be had.
Absolutely. Stephen Mukoka, we see you, brother.
Hey, hey, now that's a
Uh,
legend right there,
Legend.
legend.
We had an interview with him as well last Friday. That was dope. Our King Brenty,
Henrico,
Enrico
Henrico,
saying,
Henrico, Henrico, Henrico.
Enrico.
You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen.
Enrico's asking, can Anaso beat Enrico over the 100-meter? It's a question. What is the answer, sir?
I can beat him over the 100 meters. He knows that.
All
I
right.
can, but I mean, Henrico, Henrico, me and him have gone, we become great friends, and
Yeah.
we understand that, like any day I can come and win, but on the real, he's more likely to win in 100. Now, if you're talking 150, just like he did, there is
150.
no
Hey.
way. There is
Hey.
no ways,
Hey.
Henrico.
Now we'll need to make it happen. We're gonna need to, you know. Remember earlier this year we were talking about the shootout, the
Yes,
150, and
yes,
you were leaving I think
I
that week, and
yes. I
otherwise
was there. I
you were
was
there,
there. I was gonna be there.
this close.
This
But
close.
what do you think about that? Obviously, like you say, and I mean we also understand as Backtrack that we are nowhere near the American system and the way they do things. But like,
Hmm.
bringing the concept like the classic shootouts and all these type of things, we've seen it abroad a lot, and just trying to bring it into South Africa to let professional athletes as well as the young athletes, almost like bridging a gap. I'm sure you've seen a few of them. What do you think of that concept in South Africa? And do you think it's something we should keep growing?
Keep growing it. You guys are doing an amazing job, man. Like it's your like yes, the system in terms of that is not there, but in terms of your
Yeah.
coverage, in terms of building rivalry, in terms of just the quality of your guys' work I mean, I've watched it grow over the years, and every time I see, I'm like, Temba, you guys are freaking crazy. Like this is like some amazing stuff that you're doing. Like the intros that you have before like I was, the intros that you guys have, and spotlighting all the athletes, because there's 8 people in the lane, and they all have a chance to win. And
Yeah.
part of everything is like having to showcase somebody's personality. It's more than just the time. Sometimes it's showcasing the
Yeah.
personality. Like just think back to freaking 2017 when Akani and Wade and you guys started the hashtag with Philip Pot, and everybody took onto Twitter to just kind of, you know, talk smack amongst each other. You know, look at the outcome of that. And it's like it's not ill intention. It was just that people love a sense of rivalry. And
Yeah.
you guys are building a good spirit of that. We understand that on the pitch it's gonna be competitive.
Absolutely.
So there's gonna be rivalry. It's not ill intention. It's just you have to bring out a different side of you when you're coming into the race. But
Hey,
look at
man.
what it did. Like it was full. Like I remember I was like saying, dude, like this is great, but in Poch, like who's gonna come to Poch, But the power of the rivalry that was being sparked by Akani and Wade and all of these guys, the power of that rivalry that was being sparked drove people all the way from wherever
Yeah.
they were to Potchefstroom. I remember I was warming up and somebody from my township was just like, Anaso, Anaso, and I'm just like, what's going
Hey,
on
man.
here? And I look and I'm just like, whoa, it's what? And he's like, I'm here, and I'm just like, it's South Africa is still in the early days, but if you look at what South Africa is able to achieve in all aspects of just any endeavor that they put their mind to, they're
Yeah.
able to achieve some great things. And athletics is
Absolutely.
basically is athletics and you guys being one of the precursors of athletic South Africa. You are literally, creating a giant in Africa. You know, then I'm pretty sure in the next few years you're gonna see a whole lot more people coming to South Africa to compete.
Absolutely, man.
International stars, and at that point in time it's gonna become one of the main destinations. I'm very
I
sure of it.
believe it. I
I
believe it.
believe it too. I
Yeah.
believe it too.
I believe it, man. I really appreciate what you're saying, and yeah, with the team, we just want to continue. I mean, it's such a beautiful sport, man. Like you can't like detach yourself from how beautiful this sport is. Like we're speaking to Patu Chedzo as well, and when he did the
Yeah.
celebration as well, like keep on
Exactly.
that stuff because
Exactly.
people want to see that. They want to see that. Yes, I mean, what we need to understand about athletics is that it's such a short window sport. It's like there's a season and it's done. It's not like football where you're playing all year round. You know what I mean? So from our side, we just know the more content. What is Abu saying?
Yeah.
The more content and the more people are able to see the athletes, the more they're able to understand that it's bigger than just track and field, man. These are people's lives. There's passion, there's love, there's rivalry. But end of the day, we're trying to build this sport.
Yeah, and when you speak about that as well, it's like think about the simple fact of we have 10 seconds or we have 20 seconds or we have 44 seconds or whatever it is. And it's like, yeah, the time is great and whatever, but look at Usain Bolt was what
Hey,
had
man.
his charisma, like he didn't just run the time, he made people remember him
Yeah,
based on how he showed his personality. Now
yeah,
we have
yeah,
10 seconds and it's like, you know, why you stiff? Like why you
yeah.
no, people don't get to see your personality. Like yes,
Exactly.
and we don't have that luxury of a soccer match where
Yeah,
90 seconds and there's a lot of different turns and avenues that like keep people on the edge for a
yeah,
long
yeah.
time, but I remember when I ran against Clarence in 2018, and it
Hey.
was like we were like literally like going at each other every single day because I was in Pretoria, and we would
Yeah.
sit and have lunch, and we would sit and have lunch. Now listen to this: we are sitting and we are having lunch with each other. There's no ill
Yeah.
will against. We are sitting having lunch with each other, but we're like, yo, I am gonna whoop your tail next week, you know. And I remember after the race, like some people were like, man, that was a very exciting race and everything else. And it was not, it was just because, we showed a bit of our personality and you guys were
Yeah.
able to showcase that. You were able to capture those moments.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of what what track and field in South Africa is.
Amazing, man. I mean, it is what it is. I want to take a few more questions over here. We've got a question from Duke. He says, I don't want to ask Anaso anything, but I want to thank him for making me realize what I'm capable of. Your humbleness is appreciated, fruit man. Yeah, you've become a fruit man.
Hey, Godman. Hey, hey, Duke. Yeah, Duke. Hey, Duke, you are one of the ones that is coming up next. So keep on
Push it.
doing what you're doing. I mean, we
Push
have these. I met him. What? I met him 2017 in Durban.
it.
And we spoke, and I still own a pair of spikes, by the way, but I haven't forgotten. But like it's like I know where I come from,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
like whenever I see somebody from wherever it is and they want to push their mission, like do it, man. Like
Yeah.
just do it.
Absolutely. Alvu's asking, yeah, who inspired the antics and entertainment you bring
Oh
to the track?
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Man, Avu, yeah, Avu knows. Except we are from the same place, we went to the same school, and he knows that there's a lot of trash talking that happens in East London. From that rugby background, like you play touch rugby, and I would say there's a lot of people that inspired me. Like I will always like most people won't know it, but there's a guy by Avu Milengetu. He's he went to my school, and when I was in like grade 8, grade 9, he was in matric. I watched him freaking wake up every morning at like 5:30 a.m. and then he would train and then get back into school mode. 5:30 p.m. I mean, 7 a.m. is at school, and this is like 18 years old, 17 years old,
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
there was, and then in and Wandile Jikevu was one of the guys. So I remember every day would play touch rugby, right, in boarding school, and I remember this moment in time where um Wandile got the ball, right? He got the ball and he was like probably like 10 meters away from Avumile Ngetu, and he looked at him. And then Avumile was like, you are not going to get to that touch line before I get to you. And, it was just like, okay, let's go. And it became a foot race. And it was like those moments where you just realize that it's like that little trash talk brings out the best in you.
Yeah.
Um, and also sometimes I get inspired by people who like to talk trash. We talk trash to each other, but if you talk trash to me on an like not on a friendly basis, but you really like talking trash for no reason, then I'm gonna somehow or some way I am gonna get back to you, and I'm gonna give my antics to you, and it it's just part of the game for me.
All right, man. Time is flying. Your time is flying.
Yes,
Um,
time is
we have,
flying.
we have to wrap it up. We have to wrap it up. It's already almost 40 minutes. Um, just a final thing, man. There's a lot of athletes. There's so many questions. I don't think we can even take anymore. This is a compliment from Tando Loliwe. He says, "Keep inspiring the nation, Jobs. You've shown us that one can actually make a living out of athletics." And yeah, I'm gonna cut it off at that. Is there anything you wanna say to the South Africans that are watching, those who are supporting? People love you, man. You need to understand that people love you, and
Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
you're a legend and you're a goat. Clarence Munyai is saying you're a goat. You know.
No, who's got the South African record right now? Clarence. So you are the coach at this moment in time.
But Clarence is
I'm coming for you though.
Clarence Mavenda. Yeah,
Yay.
can you just give a message to the South Africans, all those who are watching all over the world and here in South Africa as well? What did you want to say to them, man?
No, I would like, well, for me personally, I mean, to the people that are watching now, thank you for always supporting, and I appreciate it. Like you asked the question, how do you keep inspired? Those people that believe in me even when I'm going through the dumps.
Yeah.
That's still inspiration for me. And thank you guys for supporting track and field in South Africa. Like, yes, you guys, Backtrack Sports and everybody else as a collective, we try to put on the best show, but people still don't have to support,
Yeah.
And you guys support, and we thank you for that. And the young athletes that are coming up, man, like, so that you guys don't understand how much talent you. I mean, yes, some of you do understand how much talent you have, but I want you guys to keep on pushing, like Sinesipo Dambile, Patu Chezo, Sifiso, like all these young kids, man. Like, you guys are like, we're gonna move on now, but you guys have to take the helm and prove to the US people, the Great Britain people, the Jamaicans that
come on.
South Africa is where it's at, and I just hope that we keep on building, long before this little surge that we're having is building. I really hope that it just keeps on going. We find the right people to guide our athletes, and to make South African nationals be talked about as much as they talk about Jamaican nationals or the USA nationals.
Come on. All right,
yes,
man. Really appreciate it. I get excited, man. I'll always love this sport, man. And what you guys have done.
I've seen it.
Don't take it for granted, man. What you have achieved and what you keep. I mean, I watch you. You're a professional athlete, like a professional athlete. Not only in that you've got conflict or whatever, but I see in the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, man. It's really inspiring as a South African to see. Thanks for being proudly South African, representing Amaxhosa, for
always
being true to who you are, man. We really appreciate it. Keep shining. All the best.
And go to Avu. Thank you.
2021.
Thank you to everyone. Yes, 2021, we are taking over.
All right, brother. Take care, and we're gonna have to continue this conversations, man. I don't think it's done.
We are.
Right. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, man. And we're gonna continue with these. All right, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching BackChat. Tomorrow we've got Kayla Van den Berg. She's gonna be joining us. We're just gonna continue having this conversation. We wanna be talking to some of the top athletes. Next week we're bringing on some legends. We also have the young athletes as well that are gonna be coming on. We just wanna start the conversations and keep speaking and get motivated. Thanks to everybody from watching. From me, Temba Madima. Diary of a Vendor, #. Nda. Take care.